Hello everyone, welcome to another Unranked to Master video. I think it sounds a little quiet here, so I'm just going to... I'm not sure why it's so much quieter than normal. This game, I've decided to play a Naafiri game, which is because Naafiri is one of those champs that I always recommend to people if they're new. They want to learn some sort of assassin. So we'll start with Naafiri. Naafiri is one of those kind of stat check assassins where you're kind of waiting for the moment that you become strong and then you want to trade as much as possible. It's a lot about kind of realizing where your strength is and kind of punishing cooldowns and trying to find those windows. So against a champ like Akshan, Akshan's very strong early, so we need to kind of play defensively, and early on we're not really going to want to trade too much. We're just going to want to look to kind of farm defensively. We've got our D shield, and we're going to instead wait for him to kind of waste cooldowns and for us to hit level 3. So most assassins are kind of weak early, but when they hit level 3, they can look to trade. Now, Naafiri, kind of like Zed, does have the ability to both farm and trade from range, which is kind of nice. Like, that is not a luxury that a lot of assassins have. And that's quite good because it means that in these more difficult matchups, there is still something you can do when you are zoned off the wave. So you can see there that I prioritize queuing my opponent rather than queuing the creep. Sometimes as a melee, it is worth giving up CS in order to get better trades. So that can mean you can willingly take damage in order to get CS, especially if you have like D shield second wind, you have a lot of extra health regen, or you can consciously give up a CS and force a trade. The main point being that like your health is a pretty important resource, and as a melee champ, it's impossible for you to get every CS while remaining healthy. So you're going to have to trade one or the other. So now that I'm level 3, we can start to look for trades. So the main thing we need to be careful of first is we have to get rid of this guy's bone plating. So we don't want to W directly on him when he has bone plating up. Next, in order to kind of tilt the trade in our favor, we want to wait for him to use a cooldown, like his Q, for example. So you can see when his Q is on cooldown, I'm looking aggressively for trades, and now we forced him to disengage from us. So that's really, really important. If we go on him while he has Q up, the trade is probably not going to be favorable. And generally, as the lane goes longer and longer, the stats should like kind of tilt more and more in our favor. So just going even early is fine, which is what we're trying to do. Now we're going to push this wave in. As a melee champ, we really don't want the wave to be frozen outside our opponent's turret. So we want to try and, if we can, stop him from holding the wave here. Unfortunately, was not able to. Well, kind of. I got the wave on the turret. Basically, you don't want the wave there as a melee because you want the room to be able to chase your opponent down the lane. So you can see in this spot here, this is like the most dangerous position for you because you don't have the opportunity really to chase your opponent down, and you're also very gankable. So in this sort of situation, you again just kind of want to farm from range, wait for the wave to come back to you, and be very careful when you're on cooldown. You can see there that I use my Q, so I need to look to kind of play a bit more defensively. Now, when this wave comes back to us, once again, we will have the window to trade on our opponent. Until then, I'm going to actually consciously give up some creeps, I think, and I'm just going to play to proc this guy's bone plating. That's so that when this wave does come to us, that we have a way to trade on him, basically. Because if his bone plating's up, we won't be able to. But when this wave comes back to us, you can see that, okay, what leads do we have? We have a pretty big health lead here, although I just lost some of it, which means that, like, chances are we actually can win a fight if we just W on him directly, especially if his Q's down. Now that he's level 5, we're going to play a little safer. We're just going to let this come to us. And then we could look for something once we get level 5, but not before then, because we don't want to trade into his big level advantage. Now, it's kind of bad that I used Q there, because otherwise I could probably go. We'll try and bait him into using Q. Okay, and now if he comes up for this, we're going to go. And get the flash. Should be able to get a kill here. Nice. So that there, basically, right, like we waited for the wave to come back to us, we waited for him to use his Q, we waited for bone plating to be gone, and when all these things are gone, we can win the trade, even though he has a combat sum advantage. So combat sum is another thing you can think about. Like if your opponent has ignite and you don't, that is going to make that all in a little harder. But you can see there that there were enough other advantages in our favor that we're able to win the trade. And normally, to be honest, it'll be a lot easier than this. Akshan is one of the other like super stat check champs early, so this has been a lot closer than it should be, and you actually find that most matchups are a hell of a lot easier. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reset, we're going to buy a whole lot of damage, and we're going to start looking to just stat check our opponent. So what we have at this point is we just have basically more stats than our opponent. Not only are we, like well, we were ahead in XP, and we still are, like we'll hit level 7 before him, but also we just have like more damage than he does, right? So if you have a look, like he bought a pickaxe, that's 875 worth of gold, whereas I spent a lot more. I also have a potion on top of that. Now I'm going to quickly ping that Akshan might go top, but what we're looking for at this point is, once again, we're going to try and... I think this guy's going to die. Once again, we're going to try and force this guy to use his bone plating, and then we're going to try force a trade. So Akshan went top. In this situation, you know, there's nothing you can do about this. Don't worry too much about that. The best thing you can do is try and punish your opponent as hard as possible. So we push the wave all the way in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and try and make it difficult for Akshan to come back to mid. So we're level 7, he's level 6, which means that we can kind of force him away. And normally, if you can do this, you can actually end up denying so much that the kill isn't exactly worth it. Like you can see here is going all the way back top. We can probably shove another wave and then maybe enter the bot river here. So I'm just going to try and shove this as quickly as I can to make him lose as much CS as possible. And then we're, again, going to enter the bot river. Now, I do wonder, maybe sneaking suspicion that Akshan might just coin flip top. It's possible, I guess. I'm just going to shove this wave, and then I'm going to try and play towards my jungler. So if my jungler wants to invade bot side, I'll try and make a play with him. I don't know about this. Like, the thing is, no one's showing bot, so I'm a bit hesitant to do that while they were missing. So I think Akshan will come back to lane here. We might have this temporary advantage where we're level 7 and he's level 6. So I'm just keeping the wave in the middle so we can try for some trades. I've got his bone plating out, and then I'm going to go directly on him there, and we get him away. So this is pretty good. We're forcing him to use his cooldowns defensively, and Naafiri massively outscales Akshan. So if we go even early, that's completely fine. Again, we'll try and force a trade. He's only level 6, so we get a really good trade once again. As you can see, like, just that stat advantage is building up over and over. Here, I'm almost level 8, and he's still level 6, so we might be able to look for some sort of dive. If he's not showing, and we can't trade on him, then what we'll do instead is we'll just shove the wave in, and perhaps look to go elsewhere. We can't really go bot here, because they're too high, or they're not high HP, but their jungler's down there, and mine's coming top. We could quickly have a look top, though. This is the side that my jungler is on, and also this guy is quite low. That being said, there's no actual wave, so we probably won't be able to. Quickly drop a ward, and then we'll come back mid. So it's really important when you're roaming that you're always looking at, like, the waves and, like, where the junglers are. I have a whole video on my YouTube all about roaming. Oh, Akshan's on my jungler here. I better come. Okay, so this guy kind of made a mistake here where he invaded a bit too far without Akshan showing mid. I probably could have pinged that. But again, the nice thing we have here is that Akshan has to now come to this, and we can potentially look at their junglers. So we're going to have a look at Ekram here, although he is 4-0, so, like, actually maybe we don't want to fight him. Yeah, I have a feeling we don't actually want this. Well, okay. I might actually look at Akshan here. Maybe back at Ekram. It's a little spooky because, you know, it's 2v1. Maybe if I can go to Akshan. Okay, we'll try and go to Akshan. We have our item advantage and our level advantage. Okay, we get the 1 kill. And I think we'll kite it out here. So there, I was just trying to play it slow. That's mainly because that was a numbers disadvantage, right? So, like, they had 2 people, I only had 1. I was trying to play slow and wait for my volley to come back. Now here, I need to be quite careful, right? Because I kind of want this fight, because I have my volley bear here. At the same time, I kind of don't, because I have 1600 gold and no ult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come try and have a look. But really, there isn't anything to get, and we're just going to run away. To be honest, it's probably better just to instantly reset there. Oh my god, I got very, very lucky. Probably better just to instantly reset there because I have so much gold, right? Like, I have a full Eclipse in base. I really, really don't want to fight this. Again, like, with so much gold and no ult, it's super important that you kind of know, like, what fights you want and what fights you don't. And there, it's like, I have so much gold, I have no ulti. Like, it's very, very difficult for me to fight. Potentially, I could have come and killed this guy, but it's like it's a pretty hard risk. I'll probably get pinged for this, but he really needed to, like, not go for that. I probably could have back pinged more to make it more obvious, but I just had too much gold. And it's really important that you don't get, like, mind controlled into these bad fights, right? Like, Volibear and Mundo have both, like, really tried to bait me into what I would say are, like, pretty bad fights. So if you're super aware of, like, what you need to fight, as in, you know, you need ulti or you need to spend your gold or whatever, like, that's going to make those decisions a lot easier. So what are we going to do now? Well, I'm pretty much the only strong member of my team, so I've got to make sure that I play towards, like, what I want. So, like, what do I need to win this game? I need to make sure that I keep taking plays when I am extremely strong. Ideally, I still involve my jungler, so, like, I kind of want to look bot here, but at the same time, like, they're full HP and my jungler's not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to drop a ward. Now, at this point, I'm actually going to stop pushing for a while, and the reason is that I have nothing to do. I've already placed my ward, and bot and top both are kind of ungankable. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the wave in the middle, and try play for kills on Akshan. Now, if Akshan doesn't show mid, which is kind of what he's doing, then we kind of have to shove because we need to make him show. Or alternatively, if he goes bot, we need to, you know, make him... I think I shouldn't have done this, maybe. Well, actually, looked pretty good. Yeah, we need to make him either show mid or, like, if he shows bot, he loses the wave. Now, I think I actually might have been able to fight that. To be honest, I don't know my Naafiri limits that well. It's a channel that I don't play a whole lot. There, I was just a bit scared that I was instantly going to get Hecarim ulted and die. But it actually looks like I might have been able to fight it. So I'm going to shove that all the way in. I still want to fight this Akshan if I can, but with Hecarim nearby, it's a little risky. So that's kind of bad because I lost Flash and ult, so it's definitely not ideal. I'm just going to come into River. I think we can win fights, though. We probably do win the 2v2, I would say. How's bot looking? They are fighting. Yeah, we could maybe turn around and go bot. Again, the reason we don't want to go bot immediately is because we want to shove this wave. It's always very important that you shove before roaming in most cases, because if you don't, there'll be a big tax on your play. So see how Akshan goes bot here? What we can do is we can either hit mid with the plates, which is probably what we're going to do, because this fight looks kind of doomed. We could TP into this, I think, if I had ult. Yeah, because they are low, but because basically we can't get there in time again, what we're going to do is instead just hit mid. And it is kind of annoying, right, because it's hard. With a champ like Echo that goes invis, it's much more difficult to track the roams. But instead what we can do is we can just make sure that we take enough mid that it's actually worth it. Now, I could potentially TP bot here. If these guys don't back away, I might have a look at it. We'll have a... just see what they do. Alternatively, I could run down. My ult is coming up soon. I think I will run down here. I don't have boots, so I'm a bit slow. But again, I'm not losing anything mid by doing this. Okay, so it looks like they're out. I'm just going to go back. Probably what I want to do here is be careful of Hecarim, just in case. I want to get a base off, so I'm going to shove this wave, and then I'm going to base TP back onto the map. So we're going to just come mid, instantly one-shot this wave, again, deny another wave to Akshan. And even though my team is losing, I am currently very, very strong. Yeah, it's kind of annoying because if I hadn't lost my ult to the Hecarim gank, I probably could have TP bot and done something about it. But again, like without me being strong and my team being extremely weak, I'm very conscious of like not getting sucked into these fights. So I'm going to buy this, and I think second item, most people go lethality. So we'll probably go for Hubris or something, and then maybe Cyrilda. I'm going to walk on the map here. I really, really do want to fight this time, though, because I've spent all my gold, and I have ult again. So if Akshan goes bot, it would be a great time to TP counter gang, and then potentially we can turn this game into our favor. Also, I can definitely just like immediately trade with this guy, even though he has bone pointing up, because I'm level 10, and I have a lot more gold spent than him. Now, one thing we saw there is we saw that Hecarim's on Dragon. So ideally, we try and avoid fights bot side again, because... our jungler's top, whereas their jungler is bot. So we really don't want to look bot here. Akshan's most likely hitting dragons, so we're just going to shove this as much as we can again and try and make him lose something. And then we'll come and maybe get some deep vision here. Yeah, now I'm going to watch bot here. There might be a counter gank opportunity. If Hecarim tries to dive, potentially we could TP. Looks like he's instead going to try and swap to Grubs, and we might actually be able to kill him here if he's not careful. So I'm just going to hide in this bush. If he goes in here, we can probably kill him. Definitely down to fight. Oh, this guy got instantly one-shot, but potentially we can clean it up. Nice, I managed to kill one. Gragas is coming, but I am really strong. Okay, so I'm just going to go back mid. So it's kind of unfortunate that this guy died so fast. He was so squishy, but that's really, really good, right? Like, we picked up a massive shutdown onto Hecarim, and we're now, like, extremely, extremely strong. And most likely we can 1v9 the game from here. So we're going to probably just look to hit mid. We have to be a little careful because Akshan is still here, I think. Like, we didn't chunk him that much. At the same time, like, this is a cannon wave, so if we can get this wave, like, we get first turret, and then, again, we're so massively ahead that we can probably just snowball from there. Gragas is showing top. Okay, it doesn't look like we'll be able to get this turret, but we are going to get this base off. Maybe look for a base TP bot. We'll just pay attention, because they are kind of low, and if we can get into one of these fights, it would be really good. I think I will go Hubris. Okay, this is looking not bad. If they overextend, I definitely will try get into this. I'm just going to ping that I have TP. Even without ult here, I would be down to fight bot because bot's kind of low, and also I'm so strong. Okay, so we'll just, yeah, we'll just keep watching, basically. If they engage, we'll get in there. Oh, that's annoying. There you go, that scuttle. Okay, Hecarim's top, which means bot plays are really desirable at the moment because we know that the enemy jungler is not there. At the same time, if we can ever break this mid turret, it's really good. Could look bot. What I'll probably do is, Akshan's playing super safe, so it's quite hard to punish. We'll probably shove this wave and then instantly sprint bot. And then we'll try and make a play. So we have a lot of wave clear here, and get this wave all the way into turret. This guy doesn't really hit very hard, so it's easy just to tank him. And now we're going to run bot. So Caitlyn's pretty low. We're going to take the aggressive path here because we know that Hecarim is topside. And ideally look for this. Now it looks like they're playing safe. Most likely they have vision, or Akshan is spam pinging. So that's kind of hard, like there's not much we can do about that. But again, as long as we're back to the mid wave by the next one, we don't lose that much. This wave is pretty scary. Hecarim could be on Herald, or he could be looking mid. I think I'm going to take the risk. I have Flash, so if he does come mid, I can probably outplay it. And the reason I'm taking the risk is, again, I feel like I really need to get this mid turret eventually. Unfortunately, I missed both my skill shots. Yeah, again, if Akshon's not an invis champ, you can probably just keep the wave in the middle and then play for the solo kill. But without being able to see him, obviously it makes that a lot harder because I'm not totally sure where he is. Okay, so there is a ward behind. I'm just going to TP instantly to this because these guys are overextended. And I'm going to pop ult immediately. Our main goal when ganking bot is to kill the ADC. Killing Milio is a bonus, but not really a requirement. The main thing is stopping their AD carry from farming. So you can see here that I put a lot of effort into making sure that their AD carry died. And then we're just going to sprint back mid to make sure that this guy doesn't lose too much. Now, ideally, you do TP there after pushing the mid wave, because you can see that he got a shit ton of damage on my turret. And if it were any lower, he probably would have taken the whole thing. But I only saw like the one opportunity to gank the overpush bot lane, right? Like that's the first time that they had overextended in a while. So I kind of just like pulled the trigger immediately. Now, I could maybe risk going for this. Again, it's quite greedy because I don't know where Hecarim is and my jungler is really far away. Fortunately, we are getting some damage on bot turret. I think this is going to be a very tough game though. You know, I kind of feel like I can carry. I'm pretty sure I can, but it is going to be a very tough game, right? Like I have an extremely hard losing top jungle, and I don't have an AD carry. So like the fight, well, yeah, the fights are going to be really, really hard. But again, like I'm very fed. If I can get this turret, it'd be nice. Unfortunately, it won't be first turret. But it'll be something. So I shoved that. I'll probably look into bot here. Just ping that I'm on my way. We should probably fight this because I'm here first. It's kind of annoying that my team's backing away, but potentially we can chase this down. Looks like Milio just uses Q, so I can go directly on him and maybe kill. Not quite. No, that's a shame. Now, I kind of have a problem here because even though I roamed early, I probably should have lost my mid turret here. If Akshon just kept going mid, I think I would have lost it. And that is like one, I guess, annoying thing about being behind is that like you kind of have to make these plays, right? But like at the same time, you're still going to lose a lot more. Now, I have a feeling that Akshon's bot just because he's not showing mid. And if he is, that means we can take the mid turret, but it's going to mean my bot lane dies. Okay, no, they didn't die. All right, so we get a mid turret. So this is really good. This opens up the map a lot and also gives us a lot of gold. Hopefully they don't die, but honestly, I'm not convinced. But that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So we shove this again all the way in. See how my CS is really high, even though I haven't roamed like a ton, but I have made like a lot of moves for bid, right? And the way it's really important that you keep up your CS while doing so. And almost always when I'm doing like coaching sessions and stuff, I see people that are kind of like one or the other, you know, like have a lot of roams and low CS, or they have a ton of CS, but they've like never left mid. So we'll do this. Again, I'm really, really strong. The one negative here is I am quite late to this dragon. Potentially I should have stayed. I didn't realize this was third dragon so early. Hopefully I can get here in time to try and clean it up. It is really important that you're here at the dragon fight, so it's kind of bad that I'm not. At the same time, like I'm pretty sure as soon as I get here that I can absolutely kill everything. I'm just going to pop my ulti early and should be able to kill Hecarim here. Okay. We're just going to chase these guys. Probably focus, well, normally better again if you can focus carries and stop them from farming. At the same time, like I don't think I'll be able to go for that guy, but we can probably just dive Milio here. Okay. Pretty good. Now we're going to lose mid turret to Gragas, but we can take their bot turret here. So it's not the end of the world. And unfortunately we didn't get the dragon, which kind of puts us on the soul win condition. So we do need to be quite careful of that. But as long as we're at that next fight and we can win it, then it should be fine. Again, this might be the kind of thing where I look back at that and I'm like, maybe I messed up my recall and should have been there. I'd have to go back and look. There's a lot going on, and obviously I'm explaining at the same time, so there's a lot to think about. But yeah, I probably should have been there for that dragon. But okay, good. We get the wave all the way in. Actually, I might... Yeah, okay. So I'll have to fight this guy, unfortunately. I think I win, though. Maybe not quite. I can kite it out. Hopefully he doesn't have ult. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying. I definitely would have won that if not for Caitlyn, but it's fine. We got out and we managed to keep our shutdown, which is quite important. Because if we give over the shutdown, there is a pretty high chance we lose. It is quite annoying how fed Akshon has gotten, despite like being quite far behind, but unfortunately that's just like kind of the nature of Akshon. Also very, very overtuned champion at the moment, so that's a factor as well. Now, I do have TP, so at this stage, it's really important that you keep TP, because TP is what gives you permission to side lane. And here, it's really important that we do leverage our 1v1 strength. So you might be thinking at this point, oh, we're 6-0, like our team can't win fights without us. And that is true. But the thing is, like, you don't want to group then and make it a 5v5. You want to make someone show against you in side lane and potentially make it a 5v4 by, like, making the enemy show on side and then you can group. Or even maybe like a 5v3 if they send multiple people to you and then you can TP to the fight. So really, really important that we leverage our side lane strength and that we push this wave in as far as we can without dying. Take away any additional jungle camps that we can get our hands on. And if no one answers us on the turret, then we can take it and get a ton of gold. So we're just going to push this all the way in. Now, I don't know where their jungler is. I think I'm okay to push this wave. Okay, so see how Akshan is top? So what we're going to do is we're just going to shove this all the way in. And then if Hecarim shows mid, which he does, we're actually just going to hit the bot turret. So we could TP mid, potentially we can TP flank, but there's not enough people around. So if my Volibear were closer, I probably would have gone for that. Potentially I can actually come to this and do something about it. I'm just going to pop ult. And we're going to look at Hecarim maybe. Okay, should be winning. So I get to see how Gragas is late to this fight. The reason Gragas is late to this fight is because he had to answer the bot wave. If I hadn't made Gragas answer the bot wave, then he would have just like walked here immediately and it wouldn't have been as good. Now this is a little risky because our Mundo is showing top, so if Mundo is showing top, you don't really need to do anything here. Your main goal is just to survive while Mundo takes stuff top. So it's very, very important that whenever you're playing the side lane or like looking for these fights or whatever, that you're constantly staring at the minimap, because like that actually tells you a lot more info than like what's directly on your screen. So like here, for example, it's very risky to push up because no one's actually answering Mundo. Okay, now that Gragas answers Mundo, we could push more, because I have item, I'll just base, but potentially you could push more and kind of take the gamble that most likely they're topside here because they're collapsing on Mundo. So we'll grab our Serylda. Now here I have kind of a tough choice. My wave is pretty far away. So it's possible that because no one actually needs to answer this yet, that they just immediately come and do Baron. So what I'm going to do here, yeah, that's what I thought. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to path mid immediately. I could have run bot, but I'd have to probably instantly TP to Baron. Instead, I'll just come to Baron early. This is kind of unfortunate though. Like ideally, if you have TP up, you're not grouped, right? You want to be split pushing. So I get pretty good damage there. Now I don't have ulti, so I need to play this fight pretty slow. I can recall and TP back, which is probably what I'm going to do. So I'm a bit low. Yeah, I'm probably just going to recall TP. Maybe if I can poke this Gragas and get my Jhin out, it'll be good. Looks like he's dead. Okay. I think I live as long as Gragas doesn't have ult. Oh wait, I thought it was Caitlyn. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to base TP. Pretty sure I can stop this. Now, I don't know if it's better to TP and kill Gragas first. It depends how quickly they do Baron. Okay, well, he killed my jungler. I think I'm just going to have to kind of coin flip this and just check if they're doing it. Oh, I think well, they're definitely doing it. Oh, they're pretty low, though. Okay, so we should be able to go in here and potentially, like, 1v4. Ooh, Milieu. Okay, nice. Milieu is a beast. Alright, so, to be honest, I didn't really consider Milieu. Probably what I should have done there is I should have just played my range. I could have walked up, and I could have just, like, poked with Q, and they shouldn't have been able to do it. So that was definitely a misplay by me. Something you do need to be quite careful of when you play a champ like, well, any engager, really, is think about, like, what cooldowns need to be gone before you go in. In this case, I really should have tried to bait out Milieu Q before I went in, instead of just engaging like an alien. So that's pretty bad. Probably we lose the game here. Potentially we can still win. So if we can stop them from getting drag, I think we can still win. If they get dragon here and Baron, though, I'd say the game is probably over. So we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Yeah, actually, I think we can probably defend this. So I'm going to run straight here. I think if I play better around Milieu, I will most likely live. So we will just... Here. Mundo has TP. Yeah, I think as long as we can delay this dragon... To be honest, we probably shouldn't start it. I don't like that. Probably shouldn't start it because it's probably better to like give time for Mundo to TP instead of making this extremely close. But whatever, like he's already committed. I'm just going to drop a ward for this guy to TP to. And I'm going to pop my ult early. This time waiting for Milieu Q. I'm just going to try and like bait it out. So there we get the Milieu Q. And now we can look to go in. So this is what I should have done before. Do have to kite out this Gragas. But yeah, that's like basically what I should have gone for before. Might still be cooked anyway. I think I can get out. Mundo's TPing. Yeah, okay. So I've played... Nice. I've played this quite well, I think. Managed to play slow enough that my team can arrive. Nice. Get a good dodge there. I have flash. Oh my god, I knew he was going to do that. Oh, I'm so low. I think he dies. Wow, he actually gets out. Okay, well, I'd probably just base TP again, and hopefully I can get back there in time to stop the dragon. I kind of feel like I can't. I do have Zillion ult, so maybe I could use this. I have a feeling they're going to get this anyway. Now at this point, I probably should build a mall, mainly because Gragas is super strong. Yeah, they're gonna get it. Okay, so they managed to get Soul and Dragon, so this game is gonna be extremely, extremely hard. But maybe we can still win. So we will probably, what we'll do is we will look to run topside here. So we're going to try and push this wave out as far as we can. That's going to delay their Baron a little bit. And then it's going to be more difficult for them to pressure. Or at least it's going to take them a little more time. So let's shove top. We'll do this. And have that all the way in. After this, so what we want to do is we want to come back and kind of like group with our team. They're going to have to, someone's going to answer this top wave, which is what we're kind of trying to make happen. And then what we're going to do is potentially try and force a play mid. So even though we're quite weak compared to them because they have Soul, if someone shows top, potentially we could win a fight 5v4. So the game is, like I said, it's going to be extremely difficult, but potentially we can do something. So see how Gragas and Heck are on the top? This is a perfect time to absolutely sprint for an engage. So now that they're showing in the side lane, again, trying to bait out the Milio Q. I swear I walked around that, but maybe not. Yeah, okay, so quite hard for me to get in, and actually I think I might just be dead. Okay, so I really trolled this by just walking on the K trap. I thought I walked around it, but apparently I did not path well enough. So that should have worked, to be honest. Like, this is the kind of thing and where you kind of have to evaluate it of, like, was that a bad decision or was it bad execution? To be honest, this was just bad execution. I didn't need to stand on the K trap, and I probably could have caught up to them. At the same time, it's not too bad, right? Because it then took them time to walk here, and Mundo actually managed to trade something. So even though I, like, fed for no reason, right? Ultimately, if my team can just like give a little bit up, it's not too bad. It's definitely not the end of the world. It's still winnable. But obviously, you know, the more mistakes you make, the more like good plays you have to make. And that's like something worth thinking about, is a lot of the time, like, especially when I'm reviewing you guys shoot yourself in the foot so often that you have to make such big plays in order to get back in the game. Because again, like, you're shooting yourself in the foot just so often. Now this fight actually looks pretty good. My team is kind of winning without me, so I'm going to TP in, and then we'll try and clean this up, but not bad. Like, my Mundo is actually a beast all of a sudden. I probably should have gone for Akshan here. Yeah, I think I trolled that. So I probably could have killed Akshan. Maybe we could still kill Gragas, although he's level 16. Like, this guy's actually really strong. I'm going to pop ulti, and we're going to have a look at him. Now, yeah, I think we can get a kill. I'm going to make him E me here. Nice. And then we should be able to grab the kill. All I can get him. Hopefully. I can almost get him. Not quite. See, this guy's not out. He is very fast. Okay, it looks like he's out. Damn, that is annoying. I can get some damage on Kate. Okay, we'll go back to the wave. Not worth overchasing that. The main thing was just trying to get a free pick if we could, but instead we'll just come and kill this wave, which is nice. Yeah, it's quite nice. So can we have this? And then I have to be a little careful. Normally, okay, if I hadn't chunked out Gragas, I probably wouldn't go for this wave because he could probably be back here and kill me. Because I know Gragas is in base, most likely I do have time to shove this out. But again, it's a little risky. I think we'll be okay. Yeah. So I get level 16, which is a pretty big spike. And it's pretty important now that I try and find a flank on Caitlyn, I think, because it's going to be pretty difficult to just walk at her with the Milio there. So yeah, we'll probably walk on the map top. We need to mainly play around the Elder as our next thing, I guess. I don't think they can really just do a Baron unless they kill us randomly. So again, the main thing just being that we want to kind of just like catch waves until Elder spawns. Now, if your whole team's this far behind, it's quite hard to push out the side wave. You know, always be thinking that we do want to push it out as far as we can, but importantly, like without dying, right? If we push out too far, we'll definitely die. Now that's pretty good. We get a nice little freebie onto Gragas, which is good. The mistake Gragas made there, by the way, is that he didn't wait for my bot lane to show mid. If he waited for my bot lane to show mid, then he never would have been collapsed on. Now their team is showing bot, so the best thing we can do here is just shove top as far as we can. Baron's not up, so we can't really do that. So we'll just take the opportunity to shove this as far as we can, again, without dying. And currently, because we know everyone's bot side, we can actually just do this. Now, I'm pretty sure we could do this on spawn, given that Gragas is dead. Alternatively, we could force a fight, which would be probably better, to be honest, because coin flipping the Baron is probably unnecessarily risky. I think we can look here, though, so we have a pretty good Mundo flank. I think Milio just used his Q. I'm going to actually just try and kill Milio early. Okay, nice. We'll probably go on Akshan as well. Okay, that's great. Get another one. Cool, so we got those 2 kills. Let's go and do Baron. If we can go do Baron... Oh, come here. Damn it. Could have flashed in front of him. If we can do this Baron, then we probably get Elder after. Now, this is not totally guaranteed because Mundo died. If I had been in front of that, that would have been really important because he would have been able to Warmog back to full. Instead, this like could actually be contested, which is, yes, that's like quite a big mistake. I didn't flash in front of that. Now, Caitlyn looks dead, I think. I think we want to keep aggro on this. Okay, this is going to end up being a coin flip. At this stage of the game, I will take a coin flip. Okay, this guy came in too early. If Hecarim plays this slow, it would definitely just be a flip, but he comes in too early, and we get the kill, and we get back. Okay, so can win, I think. Definitely can win. Next, we want to play for this Elder, and I think we can get it, given that their jungler is dead. So we're going to grab the Maw. That should make us, like, virtually invincible to Gragas, because he doesn't have a Void Staff. So let's come here, set up the dragon. If we get this, we can probably win. Does he have TP? Yes, he does. Okay, so that's fine. So in order to prep for Elder, we're going to want to push out mid as far as we can, make them respond. Ideally, we keep the waves pushed without Baron, and then we just start the Elder. It should be quite easy to do this because Hecarim will still be dead. Pretty much the only thing that can go wrong is if someone randomly dies. Now, I'm going to look at Milieu because he just used his Q. So we're going to try and punish that cooldown and grab this free pick. Very nice. I could chase that guy, but I think let's just make sure we get Elder. And I think we win the game here. So we're going to get Elder. We have Baron. We should be able to end with it if we just siege down the lanes. Now, with this Elder and Baron, it's pretty important that you play 2 lanes and not 3. If you play 3 lanes, very high chance we get engaged on. So what I kind of want to do, ideally I would run mid here, and we'd pressure those 2 lanes, mid and top. Alternatively, like we could probably just go for a fight here, because these guys are overextended. Gonna flash that. Space that. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to keep chasing here. I think I might be able to get onto one more. Nice, I can grab Hecarim here. Have I gone too far? Possibly. I think I'm okay. Yep, I managed to get out. I'm going to base TP here, I think. Nice. I think we can just end through top. So I'm just going to TP to top, and we're going to try and play to end. I don't really know what to buy here. I'm just buy a Tiamat. Fuck it. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Now we see Akshan and Invis here. Just going to go on him early. Okay. Managed to get something out of him. You can probably just hit this in here. They're up in 20, so we should have time. Milieu no Q. Potentially we can look for a punish. And I think we can just end. So this will be a good game to go back and review because, like, I definitely made some mistakes. I think I'm dead here, actually. Ooh, that could be bad. Gragas got res off that. Hopefully my team can still end. I'm pretty sure they can. I mean, Windows probably can tank them all. Maybe not, though. I mean, maybe I kind of threw there. Yeah, okay, I guess I kind of threw because I gave Akshan the res, and Gragas is actually quite good at wave clearing, so that was definitely my bad. Potentially now we can still lose. Damn, I kind of spoke too soon. I think that should have been a win, again, like if I didn't just end at the end. It should still be good, like Baron, Elder off the table, and I think we win fights at this point. I'm not actually sure if this should be my last item. I kind of just bought it in the moment to clear waves quicker, but what should my actual last item be? To be honest, it should probably be Death Dance, so I'll actually just sell this. Alternatively, I could buy Randuin's. It might be better to buy Randuin's because they have 2 crit users. So I'll just buy this first. Yeah, Randuin seems pretty good here. Alternatively, I think Death Dance is like the normal thing you go for, but this is fine too. So I have to be careful. Like I said, we can actually still lose after my mistake there. I think fights are probably losing, to be honest. Like we've managed to get picks and stuff, which is good. I think a straight 5v5 is probably losing because they have 2 crit 80 carries in a late game team fight. That being said, like my Mundo is pretty much invincible, so that's kind of nice. What I'll do, I don't have TP, so it's kind of hard for me to go sideline. We will try and make some sort of pick though. Yeah, I'll run top. Maybe we can look to kill this guy. I'm just gonna try this. Okay, we found Gragas. Maybe we can chase this guy. I think we can. I think Zillion could have kept going, but he decided to back off. I guess it's fine. I'm pretty sure we could have got him though. Okay, so we'll clear this out. Have that all the way in. I'm just going to group mid here, so I don't have TP, so I don't really feel comfortable pushing top. If I had TP, I'd probably stay and make this wave go in quicker, but because I don't really trust my team not to fight. And also, like, because their engage is so strong, like Gragas and Hecarim, it's really difficult to split at this stage of the game because the fights are so quick. So currently they're showing 2 bot. Mundo's doing a really good job. We can maybe look to some sort of play mid. I think we can, and hopefully maybe we win the game for real. That guy is pretty fast, so we'll have to kind of let him do whatever. Don't want to go in here, I don't think. Now, we could either pressure bot, or we could try pressure for the end. I think we can play to end, like we have 4v5. Maybe we just group on Mundo and play for triple inhib. It might be easier, although he doesn't have a wave. I thought he had a wave. He's been lying. Oh my god, this guy's trolling. Well, now I'm trolling. Never mind, I'm fucking trolling. Yeah, can anyone save me? I don't think they've zillion on. Nope, fuck. Okay, so I threw again, which is really, really bad. Really, really bad. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess we have no CC. I was thinking, okay, like, he's just gonna go in, he's gonna get CC'd, and then we'll just, like, instantly kill him. But nope, that's not gonna happen. So, alright, my team's gonna back away. I should be able to get randoms here, which would be good. Damn, we should have won the game again. I've made two, like, very... or more than that, actually. 3 very game-losing mistakes, which has punished me quite hard. So I'm gonna grab my randoms. I think fights, when I hit randoms, are probably winning. I don't think they'll be able to kill us anymore. So... yeah, we'll kind of see what we can do with that. So Mundo's going to shove this wave all the way in. 2 inhibs are down, so it's going to be quite difficult for them to contest because they will be stuck in base. It's kind of annoying because these are the 2 inhibs that are actually like easier to contest Baron with, right? Like if you take bot inhib, that's the one that pressures the Baron the most. So 30 gold off my randoms here. I will be able to get this, and then we will sprint over to the objective. This is waiting. Won't have TP? Yeah, he does. Okay. That should be fine. Alright, so we have randoms. Now, potentially, if they bring too many people here, I could TP to the base and help Mundo end. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Until then, though, we're just going to shove this out. Okay, Hecarim's showing bots. That's their jungler. We have, like, pretty good vision control, and both the waves are pushing. So it's quite difficult for the enemy team to contest. Could maybe just go over the wall and kill this guy. Oh, I got stopped by Baron. Don't think I want to go on that guy. Taking a lot of damage. I think we can just play the... ooh, let's wait for Hecarim. So in this case, we kind of want to play this slow, right? Like, no one's answering Mundo. We just need to slow this down and basically, like... we shouldn't really be hitting it. Okay, now Gragas is bot. I guess we can. They're kind of... Mundo might just be able to aim. Okay, I think he can just aim. So I'm just going to hit this, make them make a choice. Like, either they have to play for Baron or they have to play to stop the end. I think we're going to get the Baron for free. And then we end anyway. Okay, so this is definitely a game worth reviewing because there were a lot of mistakes made by me. Partially that's because, like, I don't really play Naafiri, right? This is a video that I made to educate you guys on how I think the champ should be played, but ultimately, like, compared to the other champs that I have, like, millions of games on, I don't have that many games on Naafiri. I'm on my whole team. I think by the end, they all brought it back. So let's kind of talk about, like, the main things that are important in this game. So most of this game, at least in the early game, was quite good. This was, I would say, the most important skills to know were knowing kind of like when to trade, right? Like waiting for cooldowns to be down, waiting for like level advantages or waiting for item advantages, basically just like waiting for times when you know you're going to be strong. The other thing was really knowing like what fights I want, right? So like trying not to fight when I have tons of gold and trying not to fight when I didn't have all. And the last thing was making sure that I'm not roaming without pushing the wave. And like Akshan ended up, we could actually like take a quick look in the replay. Akshan would have ended up down quite a lot of gold just because I was taking so much, I was taking so many waves and so many plates that he was giving up. So quickly have a look and see what Akshan's gold was compared to mine. So if we just go to like here, let's see. So as you can see at this point, right, like I'm up like a good 900 gold or so, despite like Akshan having the luxury of like both his side lanes and his jungle are winning, which means he has the opportunity to just like dip and just like pick up random gold, whereas I don't, right? Like being up gold when you're on the losing team is extremely, extremely difficult because like I don't really have any way to get it, right? I can't really gank other lanes very easily. But because we've just like managed to kind of like punish the roams at the right times, we've managed to pick up a little bit of extra plate gold, we've managed to pick up a solo kill, we got the Hecarim shut down, we've been getting a lot more CS, and that's kind of just like pulling us ahead. Even at this stage of the game, unfortunately, he did manage to catch up quite a bit because of his like risks that paid off bot. But importantly, I was actually ahead despite not taking risks, right? So you kind of think that like if his risks paid off, you would expect him to actually be higher gold than me. But because I punished in the right way, even though I didn't take risks, I was actually still ahead. Now, as for, so I'd say those were like the main learning points, right? And you can see, like, it turns out I did carry this game, even though I did like a lot of hinting. As for the main learning points, so there were definitely a few of them. So, I mean, first one was this. So this is kind of just my experience with Naafiri. So like generally you want to play this like a little slower. I think what I need to do is just play on my move speed. I can kind of do what I was doing in later fights and just kind of run around them. And it's like, they can't just like keep hitting, right? Milio is going to have to commit something, and if he does, the moment he does, I can look to engage. Just going in like this though, it's too obvious, it's too telegraphed, and it makes it really easy. Generally, if you're approaching a fight as like a flanker or whatever and you're just straight on, it's probably the worst case scenario. And again, like I think it's pretty easy for me to just like fuck with them. They shouldn't be able to do this Baron if I play this better. Now, a little bit later on, this here, yeah, this was like kind of misexecuted. I'm kind of clicking. I think I was clicking on the wall, which is why it's probably not like pathing me through it. I don't know, because I'm like trying to click around this trap, but Yeah, it looks like I didn't click in time. So I walk into the trap, and that makes this take a lot longer. And then finally, obviously, there was like a couple of misplays at the end. Like, I think here, all I need to do is, as a melee champ, like, it's not really your job to auto turrets in a siege. You normally just let your range champs do it. So here I should just back away, let Jhin kill these turrets, let Mundo tank, should be no problem. And then finally, obviously, at the end, I was kind of hoping, is no one able to CC this guy? I guess no, he's a bit too fast, isn't he? Like, in the moment, I was like, oh, someone can just, like, get him off here. But to be honest, we don't really have anything. So this was, like, really, really troll for me. But to be honest, like, you know, again, this sort of stuff, it's not that important. The reason this stuff isn't that important is because, like, most of the game has already happened at this point, right? Like, most of the game winning and game losing mistakes have already happened. The biggest mistakes this game was definitely this one, right? Like, this allowed them to get Baron, also allowed them to get Soul. There might have been one more mistake where I was late to this dragon, so let's see this. Yes, I think this actually probably was a mistake. I didn't really realize in the moment that it was third dragon already, but probably what I should have done is like, yeah, it's difficult. The thing is, like, I could not take the turret and I could just base and be here at dragon on time, but the problem is then that, like, well, I don't take this free turret, right? If I do take the turret, I really don't want to fight because I have 1800 gold. So it's very difficult. I think I kind of did have to base. I thought maybe in the moment it was a mistake. Looking back, I think I made the right choice. I just think it's like, yeah, it's really tough. Like, ideally, they don't have, like, pressuring third dragon at 19 minutes. You know, that's very, very early. So I don't think there's much I could have done about that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the Naafiri game. Like I said, it's not a champ that I'm super amazing at, but as you can see, I was still able to, you know, carry the game. And I think I do kind of know conceptually, like, how the champ's meant to be played. It's just kind of like stuff like this where I'm not as practiced on it, and it's kind of just like something that you need to be able to, like, instantly see in the moment, and because of my inexperience, I wasn't able to. So hopefully you guys still learned something from it. Probably after this, I will go back to playing the champs that I'm more comfortable on, so I can focus more on teaching the game itself. I just really wanted to get these three out of the way, the Ahri, the Vex, and the Naafiri, because those are pretty much always the champs that I recommend to people when they're new. If you did like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Any questions, put them in the comment section below, or come over to my Twitch and ask me there. So anyway, thank you guys once again, and I'll see you in the next one.